knocks out weeds in 24 hours. The leading imitator doesn't. Roundup Fast Act Foam knocks out weeds in 24 hours.
With this computer, you can even edit and burn home movies on DVD.
That'll be great for the stuff we'll shoot on vacation.
Oh, where are you going? Rafting.
That's it, Larry. Good job, buddy. Keep going, sweetie.
Where's Boo?
Did I mention you can edit stuff out?
That'd be good.
Thousands of possibilities. Get yours. Best Buy.
Spidey Sense game at Burger King.
The other one.
Win Sony Electronics, a family of Saturns, even $1 million. Or maybe just be a hero.
Spidey Sense.
Drop in and play. Every game piece can win.
Shane Spencer first up for the Mets, and now they're back on the short end. 6-4, the Yankees are on top. We're only in the fourth. Contreras had a jolt to that confidence last inning on the 3-run home run by Cliff Floyd, and now he misses with ball 1 to Spencer. Shane walked his first time up. That's a fair ball down the left field line. Spencer will cruise into second. Matsui is down there to dig it out, and it's a leadoff double.
That's the advantage of being ahead in the count. You can look for a ball inside. Shane Spencer had to be looking for a pitch like that inside. You cheat a little bit. Asked Ted Williams, did he guess? He said, I guess. And he did.
Here's Phillips.
I think that's probably the most intelligent way to approach an at-bat. Don't necessarily guess what pitch, but guess what area. And Spencer certainly looked like he was looking inside then.
Phillips grounds to the left side. Tough hop. Alex Rodriguez, a good play. 1 out. Shane Spencer is wearing a microphone for us, and after his last at-bat, had this to say.
The third baseman.
Carter, Ford, Carter. Fastball. I don't think we get cable back in Arkansas. They just now got stop signs. Hello, Mom.
Shout out to Mom from Shane Spencer. He's at second. Phillips did not advance the runner, and Wigginton takes a strike. The Chicago audience, the White Sox and Cubs are all yours once again.
Thank you, Joe. Just in time to watch Sandy Alomar Jr. ground out. In this game, we played for 25 minutes. We were delayed for 31. We played for 14 more. Then we were delayed for 15 minutes. And now, after all that, a ground ball. And we are back underway in Wrigley. With Jeff Torborg, Josh Lewin, the Cubs lead the White Sox 3-0. They got a couple of home runs off young Felix Diaz in the bottom of the first inning. Moises Alou cranked one out off this guy. And now he's bunting back to Maddox. You don't do that to a 13-time Gold Glover and hope to survive. 2 down.
No, if you're going to try to lay down a bunt for a base hit, you better get it near the line. We've always told our bunters that if you're going to bunt for a base hit, put it on the line, and if it goes foul, so be it. Instead, he tried to drop it down right back to Maddox. No, that doesn't work. If you're going to do that, you get the bat out in front too. Remember, it's a problem you have in the American League when you go into a interleague series and you go to the National League town and your pitchers have to hit when they haven't hit all year long. It's tough.
2 balls, no strikes to Willie Harris. I don't think it's any kind of cosmic editorial comment that a couple times Greg Maddux has looked like he's rolling and the Cubs are pitching well. It started pouring. Right now the skies are brightening, but we say that with fingers crossed because last time we reported that 14 minutes later, we were in a monsoon. This time it's Baco. He had to wing that throw just past the hip of Willie Harris. It's a 7-pitch, 17-minute inning. Here comes Sammy.
It's a long way from here to the 19th hole. A wise man provisions himself accordingly. That's the spirit. You can always borrow a ball. Yes, sir. Good thing there's a light way to live the high life.
Thinking about refinancing your home? Call AmeriQuest now. You'll get your own personal loan specialist.
Whenever you call me, I'll be there.
Someone who knows you are more than your credit score. Who can help you pay off your high-interest credit cards and lower your monthly payments. We even do the paperwork. Call 1-800-AmeriQuest now or go to AmeriQuest.com. AmeriQuest, the company that knows you are more.
His ancient nemesis no more. I refer not to the double-cut pork chop, the nuance of burger rotation, but to the empty propane tank. Yes, the grilling man knows the ways of Blue Rhino. As he swaps for the perfect full Blue Rhino tank, there is no sad goodbye, for Drop, Swap, and Go is the brave new world, where the flame is always blue and the wieners never burn. Fear not, grilling man. Blue Rhino is at your command.
One-time Chicago White Sox Sammy Sosa has made a more famous name for himself in Cubby Blue, and he will lead things off now in the bottom of the third against a shell-shocked rookie. Felix Diaz gave up a couple of first-inning home runs, so he did get Sammy to pop out. You know, Jeff, it was 15 years, 14 days ago that Sammy Sosa hit his first big league home run. And he hit it off the guy who you would think is going to start the All-Star game for the National League. That would be the amazing Roger Clemens. Sammy looking for his 7th trip to the All-Star game. You'll see the All-Star game on Fox on July 13th.
Well, it's very interesting now. Sandy Alomar, the veteran catcher, has helped his young pitcher by changing up, trying to go away from early fastballs early in the count that the Cubs have been jumping on and hitting hard. He's got him throwing changeups now, and this kid's got a nice circle change. The bottom has kind of a dropping motion out of it.
Nothing for Sammy to hit in this at bat quite yet.
Now, Sammy's first at bat, he just missed a pitch, as you mentioned. The ball was right there, and he got under it. But in this at bat, the ball has been down in the zone.
Sammy got himself out right there. We'll take a look at our AmeriQuest All-Star ballot update. Sammy Sosa is going to be a part of that National League outfield. An amazing National League outfield. Look at the shortstop race. By hanging Chads, Renteria over Everett right now. 6 votes. We find out tomorrow night exactly who won. American League looking like this. That's a pretty good outfield too. Vlad Guerrero, Ramirez, and Matsui. Interesting in the American League. A-Rod and Soriano were traded for each other, but essentially that's a real Yankee tint to that infield.
And maybe the best player in the league is in left field. That Vladimir Guerrero is some talented player.
You had him in Montreal, I guess.
Oh, he's unbelievable to watch. He hits balls harder on the ground than some guys hit home runs.
He has made a difference as the Angels. They're banged up but in contention. The Cubs are beyond banged up. They're in contention. Sosa's been hurt, but check it out. He's with Griffey and Bonds. That is some kind of outfield heading to the All-Star game. Moises Alou drills it to left. Dropped out there by Carlos Lee. And Alou goes down rounding first. They had a chance to get him, but the ball sails over, hits the guardrail. And on that muddy track, Moises Alou. He's the owner of several horses, Jeff. I mean, he's really into to the whole horse racing thing. And on that, as we say, that muddy track, he was having issues there.
So was Carlos Lee. I think he was slipping, and he almost had that ball. That ball looked like it hit it down on the bottom part of his glove. Now there's Moises going down at first, and boy, that scares you, because a couple years ago he did that and broke his leg terribly. But Carlos Lee, I think, was starting to lose his footing when he went to catch the ball. That's why the ball didn't hit in the pocket of his glove. That's what a wet field can do for you.
Yeah, that scored a base hit. And though the throw came in high, no advancement from Alou to scramble back to second base. Strike on the outside corner here to Patterson.
Now, see the shot. You can almost see right now Carlos Lee was starting to stumble a little bit. And what will happen is you're looking to catch the ball, but you lose your footing under you, and you short arm the ball a little bit, and your ball does not hit in the glove properly. And this young right-hander, Felix Diaz, does not need any outs, extra outs in an inning. He needs all the help he can get.
Infield at double play depth. But Jeff, as you've talked about, with a couple of rain delays already today, it is a soggy infield grass, and as we just saw courtesy of Moises Alou, it is a muddy dirt portion of the infield now.
It really is. Normally when you think about it, you look at the dirt, that's what bothers you most, because you can see it. It's obvious where the wet spots are, but the grass can be dangerous. Probably the most concern you have as a manager is the mound. You want the mound to stay dry, because if a pitcher out there starts to get the spikes clogged up with dirt, it's like pitching on roller skates, and that's a good way of hurting an arm. You see pitchers often tapping their feet on the rubber, the hard rubber, to try to get the mud out, or using a tongue depressor.
Well, the forecast as we go along today, I mean, when they said scattered thunder showers, that sounds pretty close to the mark, because we had a couple pass right over us. We saw, I would say, 9 minutes of hard rain, then about 45 seconds of hard rain, the second pass, but long enough to unroll the tarp.
Well, the problem, too, as you see that pitch was high. Now it's 3-2 with a runner at first. We'll see if Moises runs with this wet ground. But the problem that you have, when you have the rain come down as hard and as fast as it did, you can't get the field covered quickly enough. And that's when it really does get soggy.
Got him changing up. We go to Jeannie Velasco. She's got another game break.
Yes, Josh, and just when it stops pouring in Chicago, the Mets start pouring it on at Shea. This time it's Ty Wigginton. 2-run home run, his 8th of the season, ties the ball game. Everybody has 6, top 5.
As our friend Jerry Seinfeld once said, 6 is good. Jeff Torborg, Josh Lewin here at Wrigley. No championships for the White Sox, Jeff, as you know, since 1917, and for the Cubs it's been since 1908. Added up, get 183 seasons straight without a World Series parade in this city. They've had some more recent ones in New York.
I'll tell you what, these are two good teams, though, Josh. There's a chance that these teams will go into the postseason, and in short series, you never know what's going to happen. Just look at the wild card last year in the Marlins, but these are two good teams, and when the Cubs get their walking wounded back, they're going to be that much better.
Lee takes down Tulo. They continue to annotate out there on that building. No years since they've been in the playoffs for that 0-0, but 59 years since they actually won the National League pennant and got into the World Series. 96 years since they brought one home. Not that anybody's keeping track, except in large white letters on a building. Lead chasing, and the off-speed stuff is starting to kick in here for Felix Diaz. It stays dry, and it stays 3-0.
There's a power so awesome, so irresistible, you'll do anything to get your hands on it. Introducing Gillette M3 Power. Turn on the first micro power shaving system from Gillette and turn on the amazing new Power Glide blades. Micropulses raise the hair so you shave closer in one power stroke. Feel the power of the world's best shave. New M3 Power, a Mach 3 innovation from Gillette. The best a man can get.
If a skateboard can have an active suspension, if a 60-foot fire engine can have rear-wheel steering, if a commercial airliner can check its own tire pressure, then why not your SUV? At GMC, our engineers don't just ask questions, they have answers. The GMC Yukon line of SUVs. Professional-grade engineering. It's not more than you need, just more than you're used to.
Bad for them, great for you. Finally, a new choice in domestic shipping, DHL.
I didn't see that coming.
The itching and burning of athlete's foot. This is the latest way to get rid of it. This isn't. Lotrimin Ultra, the latest prescription strength medicine available without a prescription. So powerful, one use a day is all you need. Lotrimin Ultra.
Time is running out to get a John Deere and pay nothing until July 2005. That's zero money down, 0% interest, and 0 payments until July 2005. So why wait? Hurry into your local John Deere dealer today.
Today's game on Fox brought to you by the cola that makes everything better, Pepsi. It's the cola. By new M3 Power from Gillette. Feel the power of the world's best shave. And by Miller High Life. To live simply, proudly, boldly, manly. This is the High Life. That is a very, very dark sky. And so far, when Greg Maddux has been on the mound today, twice he's been interrupted by sudden torrential downpours. I'm not a weather guy, Jeff. Don't pretend to play one on TV, but I think that last cloud we saw looked pretty dark.
Well, we looked at the cloud, but I don't think it's affecting Greg Maddux too much. We spoke earlier how he's been struggling on and off this season. First season back with the Cubs. But he's doing a heck of a job. And when you think about it, this White Sox team is really known for its offense. In the last 12 innings, they've only had 4 hits against the Cub pitching. And I have a feeling about Maddux. I really do. You know, he can have a bad game or he can have a bad stretch of games, but all of a sudden he can get hot. And I got a feeling he's going to have a great second half.
Well, the Cubs, the reality is, with Pryor and Wood hurt, and Maddux so far has not been close to adding to his Cy Young Trophy case, so the Cubs would welcome that. Trying to shake this whole mystique of being cursed in the first place. Busted bat. And sucked up at second base. Nicely done by Todd Walker. Let's take a look at our Gillette Mach 3 Power home run hitters. Jim Thome leads the planet right now. He's got 27. The White Sox Paul Konerko has been huge of late.
But Josh, I think the fans know something because here they go. They're putting their ponchos on out here.
Well, Maddux is on the mound, and that's how it's gone so far. Every time Greg Maddux gets up there, it starts to pour. Carlos Lee down 0-1. You know, as we talk about the supposed curse, Jeff, one of the key elements of the haunting, so to speak, was having let Maddox get away 12 years ago. Getting him back in the fold was supposed to help reverse the order. Lee drills one to left, but it will not get out. Two down. Maddox will now operate against Jose Valentin. Well, you're talking about bringing in Greg Maddox. You're talking about a guy who has won about 2 out of every 3 decisions. And today you're talking about a guy who's retired 10 straight. Valentin pounds it to first. No sweat. 11 straight for Greg Maddox, and it didn't even rain when he was out there.
Hi, you guys. Wiener World. What's going on? Yeah. Wiener World, how high? You want to meet Wiener World? No? Hi, guys. All I can say is that my life is pretty plain. I like watching the puddles gather rain.
Hot dogs love Pepsi. Pepsi loves hot dogs. Pepsi. It's the cola.
Roundup Fast Act Foam. Its patented formula knocks out weeds in 24 hours. The leading imitator doesn't. Roundup Fast Act Foam knocks out weeds in 24 hours.
With this computer, you can even edit and burn home movies on DVD.
That'll be great for the stuff we'll shoot on vacation.
Oh, where are you going? Rafting.
That's it, Larry. Good job, buddy. Keep that, sweetie.
Where's Boo?
Did I mention you can edit stuff out?
That'd be good. Thousands of possibilities. Get yours. Best Buy.
The Spidey Sense game at Burger King.
The other one.
Win Sony Electronics, a family of Saturns, even $1 million. Or maybe just be a hero.
Spidey sense.
Drop in and play. Every game piece can win.
Live from Daytona, superstars Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt Jr. light it up in prime time on the world's most famous track. The Pepsi 400, tonight, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on Fox.
Cubs by 3, and they're batting in the bottom of the 4th under threatening skies here at Wrigley Field. Josh Lewin, Jeff Torborg with you on Fox today. 10 days before the All-Star game plays on Fox. Ramon Martinez bashing one out near center. He's in for the slightly injured Aramis Ramirez, out 3 or 4 days with a strained groin. We get you to our fan cam here at Wrigley Field. And tonight's Pepsi 400 NASCAR race, the winning number will be revealed, giving a lucky viewer the chance to play for $1 billion, not $1 million, $1 billion this summer. Tune in to the race tonight on Fox. We don't have Sosa, but we do have Sosa. 4th of July weekend. A very happy 4th of July to everybody. Jeff Torborg marching around the booth here. 2 strikes to count to Paul Bacco. There is something inherently special about baseball on 4th of July weekend anyway. Bacco takes on the outside corner, but as you watch it at Wrigley Field, and I don't mean to get all Sam the Eagle on you here, Jeff, but you want a little slice of Americana to just package and sell. Wrigley Field, the 4th of July, Cubs and White Sox. This is pretty good.
I agree with that.
Maddox a chop ball rolling. Foul. Took a dog leg left.
Josh, I was just sitting here looking out over the lake. A couple of years ago, I was up in the booth with Jerry Coleman. If you remember, Jerry Coleman was a World War II pilot who went back into the service as a pilot with Korea. We were sitting here and he looked out over the lake and he said, hey, there's a B-27. And, you know, pilots recognize us. I didn't even see the plane. And I sat here today thinking about how we are sitting in this country safe because our kids are over there battling for us. And it brings this game into perspective.
We saw a sign here earlier today. In between innings, you and I were looking around. Kid from the Air Force holding up a sign saying, I'm back from Iraq to watch my Cubs. Watching Greg Maddox put one in play. And he's going to make it. Joe Creedy unable to gobble it up. And again, you know, we don't mean to beat this thing to death here, but on that soggy grass, you just don't know what you're going to get. And I think Joe Creedy thought that ball was going to come up. It never did.
Well, you're not kidding. The ball stayed down, but also Creedy's got to make sure he takes it easy so he doesn't take a header where his feet will go out from under him. You know, you're talking about the Cubs and you're talking about the injuries they've had. They have built a tremendous bench here. They've gone out and spent some money, which you have to get a veteran bench. When you've got a day that you can give, when you can give your backup catch or your starting catcher in Michael Barrett a day off and put Paul Bacco in to catch Maddox, whom he caught with the Braves, incidentally, a few years ago. And then you can turn around and you can put Todd Walker in there when Grzelcyk has come back off the DL. You know you've got a heck of a bench.
Todd Walker was brought in for depth and has done a pretty nice job. A fielder's choice here will send the Cubs away. It is 3-0 at the end of 4. More Sousa to break. We return to Wrigley after these messages from your local Fox station.
Fox 4th of July. The only things getting barbecued are space aliens. Welcome to Earth. Independence Day at 7/6 Central Fox Sunday.
Huge inventory, amazing deals. It could only mean one thing. It's the Chevy 10 event. Now get $3,000 cash back or 0% APR financing for qualified buyers on select Chevy cars. Or current GM owners and lessees get $4,000 loyalty cash on select 2004 Chevy cars. The Chevy 10 event. Turn the key. Start a revolution. See your Kentucky Select Chevy dealer.
Check Exchange in Fox 56 invites you to the first ever Money and More picnic, where you can enjoy free food, entertainment, and prizes. Back to school will be here before you know it, and Check Exchange can help with all your back to school expenses by giving you a chance to have your August bills paid. You can also win one of 3 $100 shopping sprees to Fayette Mall. Join us Saturday, July 10th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Check Exchange on North Broadway in Lexington. For more details, log on to WDKY56.com.
We're from Safe Auto Insurance Company.
For years, we've been helping drivers just like you meet the law's requirement for minimum coverage.
And in the process, we've become proud members of the community, which is why we'd like to invite those of you who still don't know about minimum coverage from Safe Auto to call right now.
So dial 1-800-SAFE-AUTO.
And start enjoying benefits like immediate coverage and low monthly payments.
Representatives are standing by, so call now.
1-800-SAFE-AUTO. Safe Auto.
Pink hearts, yellow moons, orange stars, green clovers, and purple horseshoes. They're all great things that belong in a bowl at breakfast. If you're 7. The new low-carb breakfast bowl with eggs, meat, and cheese, and 6 carbs, only at Hardee's.
Cubs got 3 in the bottom of the first inning, and we speculated, Jeff, that Felix Diaz might not be long for the game. He looked absolutely out of his element out there. Konerko lines one foul on Maddox. Give give the kids some credit, maybe give the catcher Sandy Alomar some credit, guiding him through all that.
I think you're right. I think you give them both credit. It takes a lot of guts from a young kid to go back out there. He was embarrassed in that first inning, but Sandy really worked with him. He kept him staying with the off-speed pitch, and that allowed him to get the ball down. You know, one of the things when you're working with a pitcher, the pitch that you have to hold on to longer and spot more is your off-speed pitch, because you don't overthrow, and that sometimes is the way to do it, to go to the off-speed pitch. Sandy Alomar, outstanding veteran catcher.
I would think it doesn't get much more humiliating to get taken deep by Ray Ordonez in the first inning. He averages a home run every 258 big league at bats. He gets ahead of Alou 0-2, allows along a home run. But plenty of credit has to be handed out. Either you tuck tail and scurry back into the dugout, never to go out there again, or you find a way to do something else and get through it.
That's a good point. And also in our interview with his manager, Ozzie Guillen said, hey, he's throwing all right. We just got to get the ball down.
Paul Konerko gets one up and deep, but not out. Shy of the ivy. That is Patterson. And a quick programming reminder. Fox Saturday Baseball brings you the Cubs and the Cardinals. You might see the Braves and the Phillies next week. Well, the Astros an intriguing team too now. They've added Carlos Beltran. That killer bee thing has taken on an even greater tack there. You've got Biggio, Bagwell, Berkman. You throw in Beltran and you were going to score some runs.
Another killer bee, but Andy Pettit's a big key to that too. He's just come back off the DL. And then we're talking, remember, we haven't even gotten to the All-Star break yet. Got half the season left.
Interesting that Perez, who has hit well off Greg Maddux in the past, takes one right near his buttons right there. 2-0.
Now, Greg Maddux looks like he's mild-mannered, but he's not afraid to throw inside on anybody.
Maddux has retired 12 straight, but he runs it to 3-0 on Timo Perez. Joe Creedy next.
Now, Josh, we were also talking about the Cubs having a good bench. Kenny Williams has really done an outstanding job as you look at some of the stats on Greg Maddux. You know, anything, if you look through a stat book of Greg Maddux, it takes about 5 pages as he walks Perez on that pitch. But Kenny Williams with the White Sox, the White Sox general manager, has done a heck of a job putting that team together as well. And Timo Perez is one of the keys to this. Maglio Ordonez goes down. They get Glode. They've got Timo Perez, Rowan. I mean, they've done a heck of a job. And Ozzie Guillen has kept their bench ready to play. They're going to be effective the second half of the season because their bench people have been able to play. But they need Ordonez back. Maglio, that is.
You talk about Kenny Williams. And in 3 years on the job, he has now made 31 trades involving 97 players. But if they trade that guy, he's going to have some fans that are probably going to ask him why.
They're trying to sign him. I mean, they've offered him big bucks. They're really trying to sign him. This kid Ordonez is a great kid. I know this is what came out in the paper last couple of days, but he's a good kid. I think there's probably just, you know, some miscommunication there, but he's a good player and a good team man.
Ripped in left field by Creedy. Moises Alou will take care of it. Well, and as we talk about Kenny Williams, 31 trades involving 97 players. But maybe the most important acquisition is a guy that doesn't actually play anymore. That's the manager. Ozzie Guillen has brought that feel-good, don't worry, be happy vibe. We mentioned he was chosen over Cito Gaston to replace Jerry Manuel. And according to Kenny Williams, his interview with Guillen began with the words, Ozzie, you understand I have no intention whatsoever of hiring you. But over the next couple of hours, things changed. And what a move that's been. Alomar fouling that one, and check it out, the Chicago White Sox hitting 280 instead of 244. They're running more. Certainly they're laughing more. And that almost sounds like we're piling on Jerry Manuel. I hope it doesn't sound that way. Jerry's a class act, great guy. But with Ozzie Guillen, you know he is going to loosen things up. Even Frank Thomas has been smiling a little bit this year, and he is now on deck.
You know, that's a very good point. They're different type of people. Jerry Manuel did a great job here with the White Sox. They're just different types of personalities. And sometimes ball clubs just need maybe another personality in the clubhouse. And Ozzie is unique. Great baseball instincts, great people instincts, and as honest as the day is long. Boy, he'll let you know.
Jerry Manuel actually had a winning record in his time in the hot seat, but he always seemed, I think, Jeff, kind of an awkward fit for this team in this town. Chicagoans have watched type A personalities prowl the sidelines in football and in basketball. Mike Ditka, Doug Collins, guys like that. You got Dusty Baker, a very magnetic personality in the Cubs dugout. Runner goes from first. Hit and run artistry from Sandy Alomar Jr. It's first and third, and the big hurt coming up.
Wow, that was interesting. That was actually what you call a running hit. You don't hear that very much, but Sandy Alomar, the veteran, sees the runner break from first base and sees the big hole, and he just shoots the ball over there. Because you don't normally put a hit and run on with 2 outs and a 1-2 count. But if you're running the runner, the hitter then sees where the hole will open. And here comes Big Frank. And here's a very special guy to me. Frank came up as a young kid with me August 1st, 1990. And he is, what a career he's had. And he's still going strong.
And what a luxury to be able to run him out there off the bench today. Obviously, in a perfect world, you're able to DH Thomas, play Konerko at first, but a National League ballpark, National League rules. You got the hurt coming off the bench. And quickly dropping behind Maddox, 0-2.
Well, this is a tough role for anybody to be in. Pinch hitting is tough, and Frank is up there. He's trying to take one deep, and he swings right here, right over an off-speed pitch. Pinch hitting is not easy.
Maddox was 2 steps off the mound, did not get the call.
Well, that might be a little sales job on his part, too. This ball was off the plate. But as we talked in the past, he's gotten this pitch at times. That's quite a ways off the plate. But that's a little, Greg Maddox uses whatever he can to help his cause.
He got Frank Thomas. He's out of the inning.
Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.
Competition. Bad for them.
Hey, fellas.
Great for you. Finally, a new choice in domestic shipping. DHL.
There's a power so awesome, so irresistible, you'll do anything to get your hands on it. Introducing Gillette M3 Power. Turn on the first micro power shaving system from Gillette and turn on the amazing new Power Glide blades. Micro pulses raise the hair so you shave closer in one power stroke. Feel the power of the world's best shave. New M3 Power, a Mach 3 innovation from Gillette. The best a man can get.
College is in our immediate future, only not the same one. Florida, Texas, Ivy League. All 3 of us in college at the same time. We need a way to keep in touch. That won't cost us a lot.
With Singular Family Talk, count on the largest talk for free coverage area in America. Plus, get rollover. And for a limited time, it's just $9.99 a line.
We call it our More Money for Books. Yeah, right. Books. Plan.
$9.99 a line. Another reason Singular fits you best.
Fox Wednesday, Kelso does baby care class.
That one's walking like a gigantic duck.
The baby probably dropped.
No, I think it's still in there.
That 70 show. Then Father's Day's over, but doesn't Dad still deserve the best?
This pedicure is so disgusting.
Don't wait so long next time to give me one.
Only quintuplets. It all starts at 8/7 Central, Fox Wednesday.
Today's game on Fox brought to you by DHL. Finally, a new choice in domestic shipping. DHL, we move the world. By Miller High Life, to live simply, proudly, boldly, manly. This is the High Life. By Best Buy, thousands of possibilities. Get yours. And by Singular, the wireless company that fits you best. There'll be a new pitcher for the Chicago White Sox. He'll be slinging in the rain. It is for the third time today. Starting to pour here at Wrigley Field. Felix Diaz is out. Frank Thomas had pinch hit for him, and that was a real showdown. Tying man up there with more rain on the way. That made it an official game. Maddox striking out the big hurt.
Well, Ozzie needed to get some innings, and the kid settled down. You got to give young Felix Diaz a lot of credit. He settled down. He gave him 4 innings. They go to the bullpen, and John Atkins out of the pen at this point.
Getting a comebacker from Ray Ordonez. Oh, this time, the crew chief Charlie Relaford is saying, let's keep on playing. Sammy Sosa's coming up. You're right about Diaz. He scuffled early, but then he got it going. Ordonez and Alou hit the home runs, but he ended up with 6 strikeouts, only 1 walk, and it was intentional.
Yeah, I think he did a good job. I think it all, not only did the kid bow his neck and do a good job, I think his manager really was behind him and let him know that, and so did Sandy Alomar Jr., his veteran catcher. They stayed together. They kept the kid in it, and he got 4 innings. That's big.
2 balls, no strikes. Sammy Sosa's heading off to the All-Star game to help form the all-planetary National League outfield. Griffey and Bonds will be there with him. You'll see it on Fox 10 nights from now. And in a driving rain, Sammy hits it well to right field. That ball gone! Before rain delay number 3. They'll be blowing kisses into a wet camera lens.
Here's a high fastball, and you can see how strong Sammy Sosa is. He hits the ball the other way. The ball is up above his letters, and he hits it out of the ballpark 360 feet.
14th home run of the year. Normally he hits them so high and so majestically. The announcers say, boy, that one brought rain. To tell the truth, it was pouring before he hit it. And that soggy souvenir has made it a 4-0 Chicago Cub lead. And now we have our 3rd rain delay. This is an official game. It's bone dry in New York, we are told, so it's our pleasure to get you back to the Mets and the Yankees with Joe and Tim right now.
Folks watching the Cubs and White Sox just joining us. Jose Contreras taken out in the middle of